What I'm about to tell you, well,
Right now, there is a gun pointed at the back of your head.
You can't see it, you won't feel it, and if it fires, you'll never ever hear the trigger pull. It's a cosmic weapon, and it goes by the name Wolf-Rayet 104.
So, to really wrap our heads around this threat, we've got to meet the sniper itself. And that would be the star known as WR-104. Now this thing is lurking, get this, 8,000 light years away from us. I mean, that's a distance so huge, it's almost impossible to even imagine. But here's the kicker. It might just be close enough to be a very, very real threat.
okay, so what exactly is a Wolf-Rayet star? Well, I want you to picture a star that is just massive, way, way bigger than our own sun, and it's burning through its fuel like there's no tomorrow. It's unstable, totally unpredictable, and it's right at the very end of its life. We're talking about a ticking time bomb just waiting to go off in a massive supernova explosion.
But here's the thing, WR-104 isn't out there by itself. Nope, it's locked in this gravitational dance with another star. They're circling each other, getting closer and closer in this relentless spiral. It's basically a cosmic death spiral, and it's what's forging the very weapon we're talking about. So as these two stars are whipping around each other, they're throwing off these huge clouds of stellar dust. And this dust, it forms this incredible, perfect spiral in space. We call it the Pinwheel Nebula. But it's not just pretty to look at. See, the intense winds from the stars are shaping all that dust, carving out a channel right along its axis. You see where I'm going with this? For all intents and purposes, this is the barrel of the gun.
Right, so we've got our sniper, we've got our gun barrel, but every gun needs a bullet. And the ammunition loaded into this thing, well, it's the single most destructive force we have ever seen in the entire universe.
Okay, so when a star like WR-104 finally goes, it can collapse in on itself and then, boom, shoot out these two hyper-focused, incredibly narrow beams of energy from its poles. That's what we call a gamma-ray burst, or a GRB. And let's be clear, this isn't some chaotic explosion going off in all directions. No, this is a directed energy weapon. And I want to be perfectly clear about this. There is nothing more powerful. A gamma-ray burst is, hands down, the most concentrated, violent release of energy that the universe can possibly cook up.
Just try to imagine the sheer scale of that power for a second. In one single second, a GRB unleashes more energy than our own sun will produce in its entire 10 billion year lifetime. Can you believe that? And all of that unbelievable power is focused into one tight, lethal beam.
So, we've got the sniper, we've got the barrel, we've got the bullet. But a weapon is only dangerous if it's pointed at you, right? And that brings us to the most chilling part of this whole thing. Now you might be thinking that the explosion itself, this mind-bogglingly powerful blast, is the scariest part. But it's not.
The truly terrifying part is the angle.
Okay, look, the exact angle is still being debated by astronomers, but our best data right now, the stuff we're looking at based on how that pinwheel nebula is oriented, it suggests that the star's axis, the barrel of the gun, is pointed alarmingly, frighteningly close to directly at Earth.
And this is the really critical part. This beam of pure destruction, it travels at the fastest speed there is, the speed of light.
And what does that mean? It means there's no warning. Zero. No heads up. We can't see a beam of gamma rays flying through space at us. We would have absolutely no idea it was coming until the second it hits us. Just try to imagine that moment. One moment, the sky is blue. Everything's normal. The next, that burst slams into our atmosphere. It wouldn't even be a fireball you could see. It would be a silent, invisible wave of energy. And it would shred our ozone layer in seconds, just gone. And without that protective shield, lethal radiation from our own sun would just pour down. And all of this brings us to one final, really unsettling question. The one that, honestly, nobody has an answer for. Think about it. WR-104 is 8,000 light years away. That means the light we're seeing from it tonight left that star 8,000 years ago. So the star we see isn't the star as it is now. For all we know, it already went supernova. The trigger could have been pulled thousands of years ago. That bullet, it could already be on its way, screaming across the void. It could get here tomorrow, or next year, or 1,000 years from now. We just don't know. So, are we safe, or is the bullet already on its way?